that was important stuff, but we weren't live yet, so now we are.
Great.
And
Okay.
hello, Facebook. This is Raymond Bombo, and how do you say your name?
Watta Blyee. That's an African name.
Today, Americans, listen, anybody in America, everything you thought about Africa, you're probably wrong, because today we're going to learn the truth about Africa, the real thing. And we want to educate you, open your mind, as she said, and all those images you have of Nigeria and South Africa, we're going to change all that today. So you guys want to say hello and tell everybody what's really going on?
So you can. Okay, so let me start by introducing myself. My name is Raymond Watta Bombo, and I serve as the Liberian Director for Wings for Life. However, this is not, I don't know what is a wing show anyway, but I know it's a federal prison talk. So I'm here with my colleague, Watta Blyee, who serves as the Children Program Coordinator for Wings in Africa. Thank you.
And you're children's coordinator. If you guys don't know, Raymond is the director of the Wings for Life International Liberia office. And I forget the name of the city. Maybe you can tell us.
Monrovia,
Liberia.
Okay. And he has a lot of dedicated staff members there. They are changing their world around them in Liberia every day, and anything you people could do to help too. I did put the link for the Wings for Life Foundation if they want to donate to you. It's on there underneath. So
great. Anyway, thank you. So I think today we are here and we're going to be basically talking about some issues about Africa and the formation of Liberia and how the free slaves came back, how they were taken out of Africa as well, and how they came back. So
why don't we go back in time? We'll start with the history of slavery was a big thing in America. Right now they're talking about reparations to give money back to the descendants of the slaves. So maybe this all ties in, because the one man who founded Liberia, when he was free, let me tell you if I got it right. So he served his time as a slave, and then it was a time when some states were letting the slaves go free, right? And he decided to go back to his ancestries, to his original country. Am I right? Is there a delay or?
Is there a network here?
yes.
Is that right? Did I get it right so far?
You can go ahead now, please.
Yeah, so do you want us to start now?
Yeah, you could finish the story for me. Because I only learned about this a week ago. All my life, I had no clue that any American went to Africa and started a revolution and overturned the government and started a country from American morals and ethics and from his belief, let alone a slave that got freed, went back to Africa, and then did all this. That's a miracle.
Yes, and as you just said it right. So first of all, I want to clear the doubt of people who thinks that Africa is just a single country. No. So Africa is a continent, and it has a lot of countries in it, of which Liberia is part of it. Liberia is a very small nation that is on the west coast of Africa. We are very close to the US than most of the countries are in Africa. Yes. So somewhere 3,000-4,000 years before the returns of slaves to Africa, people were taken from somewhere Central Africa and were enslaved into different parts of the world, most especially the Americas. So that's how the entire slave issue started, and our people were enslaved for thousands of years, and at a certain point in time, the American thing, started to feel that there were too many, blacks in America, and they saw it as a race,
Oh.
Yeah, they saw it as a
There
race.
was
So
too many for them. Wow.
yeah, too many.
To control.
There were too many, and controlling them were being an issue. So the next alternative was to, abolish slavery, and find somewhere to bring them, so to speak. So that's how, like what came all about. The first delegates to come to Africa and see whether they could locate a place, and those that came, I mean, there were like different ships that they used to bring those people back to Africa. But prior to that, there were people that came at first to negotiate with those on the ground and see whether they could purchase a place, that they could bring those free slaves. And so it's, yeah, go on.
Oh, I just had some questions, but I'll finish. You finish.
Say that again.
I had some questions, but I'll wait till you finish.
Oh, okay. So yes. So the king, the first number of people came and they went to a nearby country called Sierra Leone, to the Shelburne Island. There where they were, and a lot of them died because of the atmosphere. They could not withstand that identical environment at the time. So they died from mosquito bite that caused malaria and what kind of illnesses for them. Yeah, and a lot of them died. So eventually they kept pursuing until they were able to arrange with those that were on the ground here in Liberia, the locals by then. But then Liberia was never in Liberia, it was instead the Green Coast of Africa. Yes.
So did the slaves that came back to Africa, did they go back to their original village and find some of their relatives?
No.
Or no, they went to Liberia. Wasn't part of the slave trade then? They just decided to stop in Liberia and stay here?
So Sharon, these people came from different parts of Africa. So like most of the slaves came from Central Africa, where we have the Congo and all of that. So
Congo, right?
we're trying to relocate them. They didn't take them back to their original homes. Instead, they brought them to Liberia. Liberia just came after Haiti. Haiti was one,
right,
where they took care of the slaves, and then in Africa, they selected Liberia for that purpose. So
Liberia wasn't always called Liberia. What was it named before Liberia?
Say that.
What was the name of Liberia before it was Liberia?
So basically, it was called the Green Coast of Africa. Yes. So there were people who came and discovered this land before, and they used to call it the Green Coast of Africa because of how green, the land were. So because of that, they called it the Green Coast of Africa. It was never Liberia until the slaves came in the 1800s.
So let me ask you this: the slave ships in that, when the people came back from America, first thing I would want to do is find who sold me and find my family if there's any left. Did they do any of that kind of thing? I would be pretty angry,
So Shane, yes, it's true. But people were actually sold by sometimes their own parents. There were people that sometimes were captured by force. People, they fought them, and someone who was stronger or hold them in captivity and sold them out, to the white. There were some people that sold their own family members, and a lot of things happened between the time. You want to come in?
Yes, I just want to say, so according to history, when the whites came to Africa, at times, even your village chief, they will meet the village chief, and the village chief will get some people in prison or capture some people, and it will be sold to the whites.
And how are those white people? Are those whites still in Africa, or did they die off? Are they still around? They need to be thrown in jail or prison, right?
There are a lot of white people here now, but we live together now.
Yeah. So Shane, they are white, but they are not the one that did it.
Yeah.
You know,
They are the ones that came to capture people and take them on their plantation and things.
They are not the one.
It's
Those
not
that
the
did
ones.
it are all gone.
You sure it's not their grandchildren or something? You gotta be.
So interestingly, some of the things I would love for our audience to know that one of the first president of Liberia was a white man.
Oh, see, I forgot about that. A white man, a president of a country in Africa, a white man from America, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So the entire formation of Liberia came about when slavery was abolished, and then they set up this organization called the American Colonization Society, which in short is called the ACS.
So was his name? I'm looking on here. Joseph Jenkins, was that him?
Yeah.
So he doesn't look white in the picture here. I could show you, but you said he's white.
So white man.
He looks maybe light skinned, but not white. No.
Yeah. So Joseph Jenkins Robert should have maybe a mixed parent.
And he was a slave. He was a slave, though, right?
No.
He wasn't a slave.
He wasn't a slave.
I thought it was a former slave that came and started Liberia. No.
No, he wasn't.
But he was not a slave.
He's not American.
Yes, that founded this American Colonization Society to come to Africa and find place where they can bring, when they bring the slaves back, that they would settle. So they sent others that came, like my boss said, that came before and they died in Sierra Leone. Then they came to Liberia to a place called the Providence Island.
Republican Island.
Yes, the first batch of slaves that came to Liberia, they landed on the Providence Island. But they were there too. Some of them got sick, but they settled there for some time until they settled there. Because when they came to Liberia, the traditional chiefs that were here, the indigenous people, they didn't want them to settle here. But then they negotiated. I think they fought a war and all. They fought war and they thought they settled on the land of Liberia.
Let me ask you something just a little bit different, but I understand there's still slavery in Africa in countries like Sudan and Chad, and that the I guess the Arabs hold people. They have their own slaves still today. Have you heard of this? That's on the east side of Africa.
No, there is no longer slavery.
No, they say that they're reporting it here that it's still going on there. They call them house servants, but they can't leave. They own them, and there's a lot of the women become part of the family, but they're owned. This is on the east side of Africa. You haven't heard of this?
I know of human trafficking that is going on.
Yeah, but also a form of slavery, because they buy and sell the people.
Of course, yes, but it didn't have changed anyway.
From slavery to human trafficking.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't want to get sideways, but because slavery still goes on today in parts of the world. I know that. It may not be. They're not maybe tied up, but they're forced to. They can't leave on their own. Their freedom's taken away, right?
Hmm? And that one is very bad. So please.
She needed to ask the question.
Ask the question again because
I said. So I do know that slavery exists in the world today in different regions. And they might cover it up and say that that's a house servant or that's the mother that raised. I know some of the women are bought and sold just to have children, while they're maybe a mother of the family.
Yes, what you are saying is true. Like in Liberia, people go to the hinterland, the interior part of the country, and bring children to the city. Sometimes they will tell their parents there because those people they can't afford to send their children to school.
Yeah.
All they do, wake up in the morning, go to the farm, spend the whole day on the farm, and come back in the evening. So at times, people they have their homes, they got their children, they don't want to pay housekeeper. They don't want to pay a housekeeper to go to the villages and bring children to Monrovia with the to and tell their parents that I'm taking your child to the city to Monrovia to go to school. At times
Really?
they'll bring people children and keep them as their horse help.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you are unfortunate, you won't go to school. They
You,
won't send you to school. Sometimes they have their businesses. The children will be there like being a breadwinner for them. That's what people do here.
yeah. So I mean, is it ever going to end? Do you think? Well, there'll be a day where there's nobody owns any. But now it's money, But
There are
it's sad
NGOs.
that it's sad that it still goes on, even in a different. It looks different to the outside world, but in the heart it's still slavery.
There are organizations here, human rights organizations here that try to put stop to those things, but all they need is the child to come to speak out because they will not be everywhere all the time. So when you meet the right person to talk to, that person too can help you and then get you out of that place.
I did a lot of years in prison here in America, and they work us like slaves. 6 cents an hour. It's not, and we are locked up, and we have shackles, but we put ourselves there though. But they pay you 6 cents, six cents an hour in American prisons, and they work you all day.
Yeah, our prisons are uh,
Hmm.
more horrible to be in. If you experience the prison here, it's
You will never
very
I
want to
know
horrible.
go.
we've done the shows on that. Let
Prison
everybody know again
are,
how horrible it is there. Tell them.
yeah, our prisons are overcrowded. That's one. Like the Moruga Central Prison were actually built for between 370, less than 400 people, but it currently hosts
Over.
more than 1,500 people. So it's actually a very serious issue with the way things are in our prisons. Food wise is a very serious
Health-wise.
challenge. Health wise is a very serious challenge as well. So there's a lot ongoing in our prisons. Uh, I mean, even feeding the prisoners are very very difficult.
Yeah, I think you told me one meal a day. It's a cup of rice, maybe, or half a cup of rice.
It's once a day, one meal a day.
That's it.
If you want to eat a I mean,
If you want to
nutritional
eat
food,
nutritious food, then your
yeah,
family have to go
cook from the
from your
outside.
house, cook from home, and take it to eat to the prison for them. It's
And they
restricted.
probably take half of it before it goes to you, right? It gets stolen by the guards and everything else, right?
Say
Say
that
that
again,
again,
John.
please.
Well, if I bring my brother food to the prison, it's going to get stolen by the guards, right? And other
No,
people, right?
No, the guys won't steal it, but maybe your cellmates, your
Really?
cellmates.
The guards are honest like that? Really? I didn't know that.
oh
You
yeah,
are not even going to give what you brought to for your family to the guards.
Hmm.
yourself gonna
Okay.
You
deliver
will
it to
deliver
your
it to whoever is in the prison.
yeah.
Oh,
The only
okay.
thing they're gonna make sure you taste the
You
food.
taste the food.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because the guards in American prison, they'll steal your food. They steal it.
Yeah. No, that doesn't happen
It doesn't
here.
happen in Liberia like that. And the females too that are in prison too, they are in prison in this country. There are a lot of things that they need. Like most of them are there. People at times you are there more than 6 months, nobody goes to visit you. They don't have sanitary pads, all of those things.
I'm gonna guess no toilet paper. Probably it's just a
Not
hole
at
in the ground.
all.
It's pretty bad, huh?
Not at all.
Is toilet paper a thing in Africa? I know this might sound a silly question, but we don't know in America. Do most people use toilet paper, or do they use rags, or what do you? How's that work?
We use toilet paper here. Sometimes we use paper.
Yeah, toilet paper.
Paper.
Yeah, toilet paper. Yeah, it's common.
Because we really don't know. The government, the media doesn't tell us what goes on in Africa. They'll have us believe that you guys are sitting in internet cafes calling Americans, trying to get our money, and the rest of you are running around chasing elephants and lions. They don't tell us the truth. We think everybody's all the countries in Africa are run by dictators like Idi Amin. They don't tell us everything, So today I'd like, educate me and everybody.
Oh, yes. Liberia. I don't know much about other countries, but
You see
this is a toilet
Oh
paper.
wow! I like look at that. I gotta get a screenshot of that. Wow, African toilet paper. Oh, see, you don't know it. I've never seen African toilet paper. I bet anybody out there, we didn't even know that wow. We don't know.
This is Rancid.
How you doing?
Fine. So Rancid is the head of programs. He's our
program director. Good, man. What kind of programs you got going right now?
So currently we have Wings on the Air that we work on. We have the children program going on. She's the director for that. Yes, we got our prison days, at the prison. Yeah, and we also have a computer lab that we are running currently. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Raymond, this is also on the Wings YouTube channel today. They gave me permission, okay?
Oh, okay. That's good. Yeah, so you can rent it a little more. Maybe you want a few things from here.
Okay. I'd like to get all your phone numbers too, or Facebook or WhatsApp or something. If you guys ever want to talk to me, you get a hold of me, and I'm trying to bring everybody in Liberia together with everybody here in New Mexico, so we can really help each other. Raymond will tell you. I bet you didn't even meet other people from the Wings office till this year, maybe. Have you ever met any of us before?
Say?
Yeah, actually, I met anyone from the Wings office in the U.S.
No. With the session of Anne and Mary that came.
Mary, yeah. Because there's about 30 of us, and I think there's about 12 or 15 of you. We should all talk, at different times, I guess there's a delay. So anyways, how do you say Watta Blyee? What in your name? It almost sounds like Watta Blyee. Did I say that right?
Yes, that's how people pronounce it, but some African name is Blyee.
And then your name was again?
She's Watta Blyee, and he is Rancid Bassett.
Yeah.
Rancid.
Rancid.
Did I say that right? Rancid?
Yeah,
Yes.
Rancid.
Okay. I just want to learn the names.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So mine is Sean. I put it. I could show you here. Mine comes up. So here's mine. Oh, and we got some comments in there, but so here's mine. See, that's mine there. SEAN. It means Sean.
Yeah, Sean.
Sean.
Like
It's
Sean
Irish.
Paul.
But,
We have one musician way back called Sean Paul. Do you remember Sean Paul?
Sean Paul.
Yeah, he was a famous musician. Yeah.
Sean Paul. There was Paul McCartney. Sean Paul. No, maybe that's from Europe. Maybe I don't think in America we knew of him.
He was a famous American musician. Yeah, Sean Paul.
Oh, speaking of music in Africa, Are there like I want to say modern day music in Africa, like rock and roll or some kind of pop music that Africans make? Because we hear some things on the radio. There's one called UB40. Do you know about them? They're from Africa.
Who?
UB40.
You be 40?
Yeah, they're. I think they're an
Tell me.
African. Maybe they're
Listen, say here
might be
about
South Africa. But do you have modern music or in Africa? Like, today, are there concerts and are there bands that play? Do you have guitars and drums and do they have concerts and music festivals in Africa?
yes, we got music bands in Africa. Okay, one of the most popular musicians in Africa, I will not speak of Liberia, but I will speak of for Africa is you got Brenna Boy, you got Davido, you got Angelique Kidjo,
Okay.
you got Tiwa Savage, you got a lot of musicians here, and most of our music are Afrobeat music.
Okay. How about television, TV stations? Do you have Liberian television stations?
Yes, we have our national television station,
No
the
television. Okay. Nowadays,
like
everything's internet now, maybe or
no, not internet. We got a TV station that they are using transmitter.
okay. And now, would a television cost a lot of money over there, or is it even worth to get one?
Yeah, for an average Liberian, yes, but not the poor people. The population here. Like I would say, maybe 80% are underprivileged people.
Well, I know I've talked to Raymond about the government of Liberia and just Liberian people, and he's very proud to be a Liberian. Are you proud to be Liberian as well?
Yes, I'm proud to be a Liberian. I'm very, very proud to be a Liberian because with all that is going on, this is where we are from, and we can only work here to make it better for ourselves and our next generation.
So here in America, I'm not I'm going to try to I speak for me, but this is the general idea that Americans have that all the countries in Africa, in Liberia, uh, all of them are run by dictators. The government's corrupt. If I send a package to you, like guerrilla warfare, soldiers will come and take the package. It won't make it all the way to you. We hear these things, and I know this is not true. Raymond is every time I talk to Raymond, I learn something new, and I'd like to
Sure.
maybe change the way Americans look at Africa because
Yes,
Liberians are
a
yeah
lot have changed. A lot have changed in Africa. It was back in the 80s, the 90s, and early 2000s that we really had those dictators that were ruling us. Like, for example, Liberia dictator was Charles Taylor. Now he's serving his jail term in The Hague.
yeah
Yeah. Then after Charles Taylor left, the United Nations came and helped our country. We had the first female president in Africa, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. She served a term of 12 years, and the UN was here. After Madam Sirleaf left, now we have our football icon, Ambassador George Manuel. He's the president of the country now. But speaking of corruption, corruption is on the increase in Liberia. I can say more than during the term of President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, because you got people that couldn't even afford to rent a three-bedroom house. They are now building mansions in less than 6 years because they are in power.
really wow
Seriously, they are in power now. They got properties that nobody thought they would acquire in maybe in 10 or 15 years, but they got it in 6 years. So for
okay.
the issue of corruption in Liberia is on the increase.
Well, I
It's
don't
very
think you'll ever stop corruption, but maybe it's you know um, slowly becoming non-existent. Tell me, how do they treat women in Liberia? Can a woman vote? Can a woman own a business? Can a woman be the boss and tell a man what to do. They're making those movements here in America. I mean, you're talking to me, and you seem like a free woman. So would you say the women are, free to?
Yes. Like I told you, we had a first female president in Africa.
Yeah, that's why I asked you. That's great. That's a great achievement.
So in Liberia now, there are a lot of opportunities for women. Women own businesses, women own properties. We work to, like, some other countries are listening to BBC. If a lady is occupying this position and a man is occupying that position, that same position, that man's salary will be higher than the salary of the woman. Well, it doesn't happen in Liberia. For the issue of
I'm really glad to hear that.
The issue of gender equality in Liberia, we are on course. Yeah.
Right.
Women have.
Raymond, I want to ask you, tell me the truth, Raymond. Do the men respect the women in your country? I want the truth.
Yes.
Do men respect the women?
Yes, women are highly respected because in fact here we frown at domestic violence. What is true is among crimes that are more in Liberia, but the government frown at that seriously. So women are respected in Liberia.
That's good news. That's good news.
So add to what Raymond said, like, if you are a female and you are being abused by your husband or your spouse, and maybe you take it to the police station. By the time you get to the police station, when they look at your physical appearance, the first thing they will ask that man to take you to the hospital, you get treated, and before they can go into the case, you have to be healthy. They will demand him to treat you, and from when you are well, then you can start the case. Women are respected here, and women have rights, or a lot of rights in Liberia. I will tell you that.
So they're not equal yet, but they have a lot. You're saying
Yes, a lot of rights.
Men still have a little more?
No, we have equal rights.
We have equal rights here.
Okay.
Equal rights. Yeah. So
that's great. That's great news.
Yes, a woman can hold any position a man holds. Yes.
What about the countries surrounding Liberia? Do you know anything about the countries surrounding you?
Well,
I don't mean South Africa and all that, but the ones next to you.
We have our next door neighbors. Our next door neighbors are Sierra Leone, Guinea, and the Ivory Coast.
So in the Islamic world, women do not have equal rights, as compared to men. So to answer that question, I would say, like our neighbors, the number of respect we give to our women, they do not give that to their women.
Right.
In fact, culture-wise, when a woman comes in a room and you are seated as a man, you need to get up and give her a seat. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't do that.
Wow.
Yes.
I don't think that could happen here. The young people here, they wouldn't have it. But I like that. I like that.
So we do that. Yes. Once a man is seated and a woman appears, he has to wake up and allow that lady to sit. So that's part of our culture. Wow. Yeah, but our neighbors don't do that.
No, I don't think they even let women drive in the Arab the Arab nation. They don't. Women can't even drive a car, right? I don't think. Or
some Arab countries, not everyone.
They can't go to a college or education, right? Either.
Yeah, some countries.
Yeah,
but I haven't seen that really around us. Our neighbors are not like that. Yeah, girls can go to school, they can drive car, they can earn whatever. But I know they are marginalized to some extent. There are certain things, or certain opportunities that they are denied of. But for Liberia, it's not that way.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I already know you're a good man, Raymond. If anybody is watching for the first time. I've been talking to Raymond a year and a half or so, and every time I learn something new about that side of the world. And I hope maybe some people here that are in the chat room, do you have some questions you'd like to know about Liberia? Now, I know that you don't know all the other countries in Africa, what goes on there, but how many countries are there in Africa? I believe it's 58. Am I correct?
The amount of countries in Africa, I won't be too exact, but it's a little over 50.
Okay. And do you have favorite ones that you like and ones that you never want to visit?
Yeah.
Are there countries in Africa that you will never visit because you don't want to? There's some that you stay away from?
Yes, like I would stay away from Sudan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stay away from
Somalia? What about Somalia?
Somalia, yes.
Yeah. Okay. How
Because
about Chad, Sudan,
Chad,
Chad? Yeah.
Chad, yeah, because they got insurgents there.
Okay. The Congo? How about the Congo? Is that still pretty bad over there?
The Congo, Congo, I think it's certain part of the Congo that have this unrest, but not the whole country.
Okay. How about Nigeria?
Oh, Nigeria is where I want to go.
That's the one we
Lagos,
hear about. All we hear about Nigeria. All the computer, they call you on your phone and get your money. And
Nigeria is Africa's superpower.
Nigeria makes the rest of Africa look bad when they do these things. So
Yeah.
how can we change the perception of Liberia or other countries that are good people? How do we get Americans to realize that Africa is not what they think it is?
So Sean, first and foremost, I know many people carry the perception that Africa is a country. No, it's not a country, it's a continent.
Continent. Yeah.
With so many countries. Yeah,
It's a
with
continent
so many countries
with 54
that
countries.
were colonized by different countries.
Different, right?
Yeah, different countries. Most
And I know this, but a lot of people don't.
Yeah, so that's why it is like the French has a couple of countries they colonized, likewise the British, and so only America do not have any country in Africa that they ever colonized. Yeah, like
But I know 100 years ago there was a lot of colonies. They weren't even countries yet. There was wars. I mean, there's still wars today. But 300 years ago, that was a big deal. Everybody had a war.
Yeah. A lot of Africa, people were running helter skelter, especially in the 80s and the early 90s. All the way to the early 2000s, we had people that came to power with the gun and they had to be chased out with the gun. But fortunately for us, after 14 years, the UN came to our aid and we are enjoying peace right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What can you tell me about Liberia that's your favorite story of the history? If somebody says, I don't know anything about Liberia, can you tell me a story of something that happened along the history? Do you have a favorite story you tell your children, maybe?
Favorite story.
A real story, not a real story, you know.
Yeah, for us growing up, most of our time when we were young, it was always about war.
Yeah, about war.
Yeah, it was always about war. And fortunately for some of us, we went to neighboring countries to seek refuge. So maybe if we tell them something, it's when we went to the other country to seek refuge there, the life we had there, and the experience we had for Liberia history. Let me just
Sean, I for one spend all of my time, during the war right here. I didn't go anywhere. I was here from the beginning of the world until the end of it. I didn't go anywhere. It was, yeah, it was actually a story that, you know, is very, very scary because the kind of adverse, experience I had, as a child growing up. Like, I was 10 years old when the war came.
Wow.
Yeah, that's 1990, and I saw how people were killed, in front of their own children, in front of their family, you know, how people were raped, and a whole lot of scaring experience,
Yeah.
I had.
To see
Yeah,
all that at 10 years old, that's got to be an emotional. You'll never forget that, right? As long as you live,
of course, it's a complete like right after the war, I suffer from PTSD, you know.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
post
So
traumatic syndrome, right?
yeah, right. So it's actually a scary thing when I even think of it, how people were slaughtered, you know, it's a scary thing. Yeah. But actually there are things that I love about Liberia, the level of unity we have. Liberian love each other. If you leave from there, you go to the village, you enjoy the time. Like, that's one of the things I really enjoy when I go back home in the village. We go to the bush, go at the farm, and work together. We eat in group, everyone on the same thing, and yeah, everyone sometimes change the spoon around, which the average American would say, I would like to do that. Yeah,
Now,
yeah,
now I know in your country, well, in America, they eat 3 times a day, maybe 4 times a day, big meals. That's
all right.
nothing. You guys don't. We're big, fat, lazy Americans. I get it. But
Because
how
uh,
many meals a day do they have in Africa?
so the average Liberian eat once a day, once a
Wow.
day.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
what we should do here. That's what we should do. Maybe you could. Maybe you could tell us to do. Because everybody's fat here. Not everybody. You know what I mean.
so most family cannot afford to feed their homes because
Yeah.
of the joblessness. There are so many people who do not have work, and even if you have some people may have a work, but they cannot even get a salary. You see, so you work sometimes 3 4 months and get 1 month pay, you know. So people of such cannot easily, afford for their homes. So
Right.
it's actually a serious problem with the unemployment rate in Liberia, and we all are striving one way or another to see how we can open opportunities for people, to find something to do that can put at least ends meet on their table, for they and their family.
What do you think the average lifespan? How the average lifespan for Liberian is? I mean, do they make it to 50 years old, 60 years old, 30 years old? What is the average?
So average wise, because of the stress that people are faced with, most people die between the age of 40, 45, yeah, 47 at most.
Really?
Yeah, I'm telling
Interesting.
you.
Yeah, I
I'm
was
telling
afraid
you.
to ask that question. I was afraid to ask that. Wow.
No, it's serious.
Because
It's
we lived
only
to
Lot
80,
of-
80 or 90 is average here. Wow.
In fact, our mortality rate is very, very high. I cannot tell you the exact percentage, but it's a very serious issue here.
And
When you
is it
are
because of the
jobless,
doctors? Is it lack of medicine and doctors or the
lack
lifestyle?
of, lack
What do you
of
think?
lack of doctors, that's one, but also lack of the resources that will help, expand your time of living. Most people cannot afford, so you cannot find the average Liberian going to the hospital for checkup until he's sick, or
Even if
she's
you
sick.
that
Yeah.
person is
In fact, some people, most of us, when we are sick, we do not even go to the hospital for treatment. Instead, you just go to the pharmacy and buy drugs and take it. You diagnose your own case, whether it's the wrong medication you are taking. We don't just care. So, uh,
No,
yeah,
Raymond,
most
you're how old are you again, Raymond? You getting close to that, right? That average. I hate to say,
oh yeah,
you better not leave
I'm getting
us.
close to that. I'm getting close to that. Of course, yes. Even though I know I'm going to go longer than that, yeah, I'm going to go for 120 years.
Oh,
Maybe we find a doctor to work to be part of Wings to work to work on the at your office. What do you think?
Yeah,
Is that an
you know,
idea?
all you always needs to do for us is to structure, this issue of salary so that our people can be paid, and we can work on insurance issues that can handle our volunteers and staff. That when they are ill, they can go there and you know get medication or treatment.
But
So
there's a
yeah,
group, Raymond. There's a group called Doctors Without Borders, and a lot of
okay.
college students are studying medicine, and they will do this free for maybe 2 or 3 years, and then new ones come. It's called Doctors Without Borders, and maybe we could get a hold of them, Raymond, and see if they will have somebody come to stay permanently with you, and they take care of the people. Have you heard of that organization,
Yeah,
Doctors
yeah,
Without Borders?
yes, they are here.
and they were here. They are here for. I think you're talking about MSF, right?
No,
Because
that's
since you're the Office of Wings, we may be able to have some of those type of people come and be part of your wings to help people with medicine. If that's something we could put on the table. What do you think?
Oh yeah, that's cool. So
Okay.
yeah, let's start that negotiation. That would be nice.
Because you got to come over here, and I got to take you around the town before you go anywhere, Raymond. So remember, you're gonna come here, and then we'll come there.
You should come to Liberia. Liberia is a very great place, Sean.
Yeah, I don't have the money, but maybe I'll do a fundraiser next year and I'll come out. Um, you know,
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I was in prison a long time and they don't always let us go to other countries too. I got to see if they'll let me. Your country may not let me. I can't go to Australia. I can't go to Canada. I can't go to England. I can go to Ireland, but
Why?
because of my felonies, they don't want felons in their country.
Why?
Not even,
Why?
I can't
Oh,
even go for
because
1 day.
no, here there is no restriction.
No
That's one of the good
restriction,
thing. That's one of the good thing about Liberia. In the U.S., if you were caught up with crime, you would not easily find a job, right?
No, right.
But here you can go to jail and you can still become the president of Liberia.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like Nelson Mandela. He was a prisoner, then he became so it's
Yeah,
possible. It's
Yeah,
possible.
so we do not have such restriction here.
You can come to Liberia, Sean.
Once you made up your mind to be a change person, that's it.
Good. I wish
Yeah.
I wish we had these values here. I mean, every day I fight. I talk to somebody that looks at me as a prisoner or a felon. They don't see past it, and I try to open up their mind and let them see we're not. I did my time. I paid my debts in society. And I got through all that, and I'm still alive. Actually, you want to hire me more than anybody else because I could get through that, and I'm still
Mhm.
here. I think I'd be a better employee. But you
Of
got to
course.
you can't give up. You can't give up.
Yeah, I think it is wrong for people to stigmatize,
Stigmatize.
or others because they were caught up with something. Sometimes you have to understand that there are sometimes wrongful conviction that goes on, So you can just tie someone to something that, I mean, just from the surface, and you just judge the person the way you think. I think people should be given chances,
Yeah.
and see, how to perform. So
Right.
in Liberia, that's not a problem. You can come from jail and you can still be a better person. So we do not have, looking about issues.
That probably goes back to when Liberia first became a country, because that was part of the liberty, right, to free. So that's probably taught by the parents to the children through generations, to have that belief, like you just said, to not, right. You know what I mean? The way Liberia was formed out of freedom, right? You know what I mean?
Yes. So basically, the name Liberia talks about liberty. Yeah, it's all about freedom. Moreover, when those people came back from, from slavery, when
Yeah.
slavery
See, they were slaves, right?
yeah, they were former slaves. You
Because
see,
I would imagine some people, on this country, when the slaves were freed, they didn't even know who would hire them, because they had that image. Nobody I have to pay you now, and they used to be free. I don't want you working for me. And there was kind of, that was hard, you know?
yeah, I know America has that kind of issues. That they stigmatize people, and because of that, yeah, they don't easily give you their jobs. But I think people should be given chance.
They should. They should. Everybody should.
Yes. Whatever the case is, you have to give the man, another chance to see. Yeah.
I want to ask you a quick question about, when you do have a job in Liberia, how much money does the government take out of your paycheck for taxes?
So it's 10%.
Oh, that's not bad. That's really good. Wow.
Tax. Yeah, 10%.
About 30% here, depending on which part of the country, all the way up to 40 or 50% for business owners. Some of them, between the state and the government, they will have 60% of their paycheck, of their money from their store or their gas station, goes to the government and to the state. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but the good thing about it, you got tax return, right?
Well, some do, some don't. Depends how much money you make.
Yeah.
If you own two houses, a gas station, and a restaurant, there's ways to manipulate it, but usually you don't have any money coming back. All the big companies know how. They know the tricks, but the average just man and wife who have a restaurant, they don't know how to get the tax write-offs. But a lot of their profits go to the government and to the state government.
Okay.
We would like 10% here. Everybody agrees 10% would be great, but the government, it hasn't happened yet. That would be nice, 10%. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot of good things here. Our only trouble here is, the issue of corruption. We got too many people who, from the house all the way up, everyone. Yeah.
Do you think they start out good, like the politicians? Do they mean well in the beginning, and they get corrupt when they meet all the people in the government? Does that change them, or are they corrupt are they corrupt from day one? What do you think?
So they corrupt from day one.
They are.
Yeah. Corrupt from day.
Wow.
In fact, that's one of our biggest netmen. That is why you see Africa, most especially Liberia, that I'm in, is way behind. We got a lot more resources here, but
plus you have the ocean, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Atlantic Ocean is here.
Yeah. That's a big resource a lot of countries don't have, right?
Mm-hmm.
The ocean. A lot of countries don't have the ocean. They don't have a coast. So.
Okay. Yeah. Some countries are landlocked.
Yeah. If you're in the middle,
a lot of rivers.
Now, when you dug that well there, how is it still? How's the well coming along? Is it still producing water?
Yes. Yes. The well. Yes, the well is still producing water.
And
but we dug very deep.
Okay.
It went almost 38 feet.
And what is the water? Does the water have to be purified, or when it comes out, has it got dirt? Is it dirty water? Do you have to purify it, or how's the water? Can you drink it?
It's more secure for you to purify it before drinking it, but the water is absolutely good. It's not,
Okay.
something that is polluted or so. It's actually good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
but
see.
it's always good to purify the water.
Let's see. I know people are still working on those computers, Raymond, but I want to ask people out there, if you don't mind, Raymond, if you maybe tell them about your computer training program, and then I want to ask these viewers for a personal favor. If they have an old computer lying around their house, if you could just send it to Raymond and tell them why that would help you, Raymond.
So Shane, I didn't get that from you pretty clear. Can you say that
Yes,
again?
I wanted to ask all the American viewers out here. A lot of Americans have an old computer. It's 8 years old. It sits around in their basement, and Raymond could really use for computers for his workshop that he has going. And if you, I'm not asking you for money, but if you could just send Raymond a computer and Raymond tell them why it would be so important.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, Sharon, thank you for the privilege, to speak on that. So basically we need computers because we are running a free computer training program to children and adults, and and it's an open program, but one of our key challenge has to do with the number of computers that we are using. So if we can get 10 years old computer, 8 years old, whatever it is, once it's a computer, we can manage to use it. So that's something that is key. It will help to,
Because everybody has to share
strengthen the
your
mind.
computer right now, right? You got one computer, and you have to turn people away because they can't. You don't have enough computers, right?
Right, right.
So I know a lot of
So
people here even throw computers away. They recycle them. If you could send it to Raymond. Now I looked Raymond at on the post office online. It'll cost $30 to $40 to send an old computer there. That's not. I mean, it will go right to you. So that's what I'm asking people to do. Not send money. He just needs an old computer. If it's 10 years old, you will still take it, right, Raymond? It'll go to a good cause, right?
of course, yes, that would be pretty nice. Once we can have computers, we can, expand the number of people, expand the program and the number of people that will come, for the training. Currently,
So,
we have 18. We currently have 18 people that are undergoing computer training. So basically we train them in introduction to computer. That's first. From there we do computerized typing, then followed by Office suite. That is Word, Microsoft Word, Excel, and
oh,
Access.
yeah.
Those are programs we are
So
teaching
Raymond,
them
if they
as
oh,
well for publishing.
so if Raymond, if somebody does have a computer lying around, can they just leave a comment maybe in this video, or should I give them your email address? How would you like them to get a hold of you? Because this is just going to be one person sending you a computer. We're not doing a big fun one at a time, right? Remember you said last week, just one computer makes a difference, right?
Right, right. Every one computer going to make a huge difference. Yes, because one is we run two different sections. Yeah, we have the morning, this morning section, and that of the afternoon, and they come twice a week, Tuesday and Thursdays. So, so if we have a single computer that can enhance our program with at least four people using using it at a separate time, so which is good. Yeah, so we really need that. So if those that will be watching the program and want help, they can send it to us, and our address is Wings for Life International, Liberia, you know, West Africa.
There's a link under this video
Yeah.
for the Wings for Life International, and the one in New Mexico will get it to him. It's also a tax
Oh, okay,
write-off,
great.
guys. We can send you a tax write-off form. We don't choose the amount. We let you do that, but if you, it's a tax write-off as well. So,
Right.
and I just
So-
want to do this. I just wanted to be really informal on this, Raymond. I know maybe we get one person that has a computer they never even use and they'll send it to you. That's all. Really small steps, you know.
Of course. Yeah. Whatever number we have, will help. Yeah.
Where are your children right now, Raymond? Are they awake, or are they at school, or maybe they could come and say hello?
No, I'm not home. I'm at Wayne's
you're not.
office.
Okay. I didn't know how close you were,
I'm
if they
not-
were outside. I didn't know if you brought them there. Okay. So they're at home
You
with your
speaking
wife.
of close?
What?
What's the question?
Oh, I said I didn't know if your children. I didn't know if you brought your children there, or they're outside, or that's why I said I didn't know if they came.
Oh no, I didn't bring any. No, I didn't bring any of them. I left them home.
Because sometimes you bring them, right?
Yes.
How old are your children again?
So the network is getting bad. I cannot hear you good.
Yeah,
don't know
I
whether
hear
we
too.
can maybe-
Okay, yeah. So why don't
Can we
we
reach-
cut it short? Raymond, once you have say the last words to everybody, and then we'll end this. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So first and foremost, I want to tell you thank you for allowing us to come on your show. To talk a little bit on Liberia, on its formation, and where we are as a country. And I was also able to share with you, information regarding, my colleagues that work along with me in Liberia. That is Rense, who happens to be the program director, as well as Watta Blyee, of which is the children coordinator. So on behalf of them and myself, I want to say thank you. And to our audience, I want to say thank you again for being on the show, sitting back there to listen to us. We want to appeal to you to see how best you can help us. We need a couple of old computers that will help to enhance our program. So whatever it is, our address is just right there, or you can get in touch with Sean.
Yeah.
He knows how to get us. Yes. So yes, thanks a lot.
All right, Raymond. You enjoy the rest of the weekend. I'll see you on Tuesday on the meeting. If I don't see you before, okay?
Right. Yes. Okay. All right, Sean.
God bless. Okay. Thanks.
All right. You too. Bye bye.